So hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial. So in this tutorial, we'll get some concepts related to our phase log loop. Okay, so before starting or before interfacing any peripherals, we should have the clear idea about the basics of LPC 2148. So this is one of the tutorial, and this is like phase log loop. So you can see it here, in our 8051 microcontroller, we were interfacing 11.0592 crystal. But in case of LPC 2148, we are also using 12 megahertz micro crystal frequency. But the thing is, uh, yeah, we can give the output. We can provide the crystal frequency up to 60 megahertz by using the phase log loop circuitry. Okay, we will have the 12 megahertz frequency, but we can generate maximum 60 megahertz for the CPU clock and for peripheral clock. Okay, so phase log loop. What is phase log loop? Used to generate clock pulses. Okay, given a reference clock input, which is generally from a crystal oscillator. So, like before doing any timer counter concept or any other, there may chance we need to, configure the PLL. If you want to generate the timer or time delay using the timer, then we have to configure the PLL. PLL is used to provide the clock signals, and we have to configure the PLL with the help of some SFRs. So that will get to know. So this document you can go it in the app. You will get this phase log loop document. So you can download it and you can go through the documents. I will suggest you guys to please to go through the documents. So here you can see, and this is like introduction of the PLL. Okay, so we can't use the maximum different because the speed of the microcontroller is fully depends on the crystal frequency. Okay, so the immediate in your mind the question will arise, why can't we increase the crystal oscillator frequency? If we'll increase, the noises will come. Okay, so in order to avoid these issues, what they did actually, the people they designed one phase log loop concept. So with the help of this, we can by multiplication and with the help of this phase log loop concept, we can enhance up to the 60 megahertz. So okay, and we can, by this way we can avoid the fluctuations and all, right? So and one more thing you have to keep in mind, the crystal frequency should not exceed ranges from 10 megahertz to 25 megahertz. Okay, so this is, there is some other different technology that I will discuss. So this is like phase log loop block diagram. Here you can see crystal 1, crystal 2. So here in this, in between this, we need to connect a oscillator. So oscillator will generate the frequency, and this is the reset switch. So when we are pressing the reset switch, it will start from the beginning. So system function, what it will do, it will generate two. Uh, we are getting from the system function PLL0 and PLL1. So PLL0 is used for the system clock and PLL1 is used for USB clock. So we are mainly going to focus on the PLL0, and there is one more other for USB port also. There is extra PLL is given, that is separately made for USB. So PLL1 correspond to the USB clock, and PLL0 is belongs to system clock. So ARM7 is having two PLL, PLL0 and PLL1, and that we need to configure before using that PLL things. Okay. So and the peripheral clock, what will happen? So this microcontroller needs two clock. One is for peripheral, other for its CPU. Okay, CPU works faster with the higher frequency because CPU needs to do some functioning, whereas peripherals needs lower frequency to work with that. Okay, but we can the peripherals can operate up to maximum 16 megahertz frequency also. Okay, so this is one for that, like how the peripheral clock, PC clock, that is PC clock is nothing but your peripheral clock, and the CPU clock is nothing but C clock. So these two, peripheral clock and C clock, gets input from PLL, and after reset, this VPP, VLSI peripheral bus divider would be first things to do. Okay, so what will happen? As I told you, PLL 0 belongs to system. So what will happen from the PLL 0? One will be the processor clock, CPU clock, C clock. Another one will be the APV clock, that is peripheral clock. So what will happen using this APV VLSI peripheral bus? What we are going to do? We are going to divide that the maximum 60 megahertz frequency into 30 megahertz or some different thing. Okay, so PLL 0 frequency, again it is dividing into two parts. One is the processor clock, C clock. Another one is the PC clock. Okay, so PLL units itself uses CCO, current control oscillator, which operates in range between 156 megahertz to 30 megahertz. This point you have to keep in mind that CCO is operates. So inside this VPV we are having CCO, so that will operate in between the 156 megahertz to this one, and CCO frequency 24816 maximum we can give. So after reading this document, you will get to in the point, like we will have some of the formulas, that formulas you need to take, and how we are going to set our peripheral clock and C clock in this, like say 1 by 4, like it will become 15 megahertz, like this. PCL means peripheral clock will be equal to C clock. In this case it will be half of this one, and there will be no effect. So we have to VPV DIV, we have to divide it, and based on that we will set the frequency level of our peripheral clock. So associated register with this PLL control register, PLL configure register, and PLL status register, and this is like PL feed used for some password things. Okay, so this is for security purpose. So these all are the tables given. You can go through it. You will get the idea about this. Okay. So PLL feed is nothing but we are giving 0 cross A or 0 cross 55. That is like from the manufacturer it is. So it is like access, like how ATM card you are using. In a similar way, this access it is given. You need to provide that. So these all are the formula related with the how to select the C clock and like P clock. So C clock is equals to M is the multiplier factor, and P is the divider factor, and FOC is like frequency of oscillator. Okay, so FCC, current control oscillator, frequency of current control oscillator. This is the formula. So how we can set up the PLL? This is the setup we are given. So you can go to this one, setup PLL, apply feed sequence. These all are the steps needed to set a PLL. Okay. So this is the basic code I given. So whatever it is discussed in the content, you will get the code in this, and you will get the clear idea. So I will suggest you guys, please go through the documents. You will get the clear idea about the P clock. So that is very important. We can enhance our frequency level up to 60 megahertz with the help of PLL. So this is a very good concept in case of LPC 2148.